Hi everyone, so I'm doing a live video to just explain a little bit what's been going on. Today the team did do the outreach in central London. As far as I'm aware, I haven't really caught up with them. I don't know how many people they fed. I don't know much about it, but I do know that they did do the feed today. The reason I'm doing this video is because, as we all know, we've got this whole COVID thing at the moment going on, this virus that's killing people. And I just want to let everyone know that obviously you already know it is real, and it is very, very real. You need to look after yourselves. I've spent, 4 or 5 days. Brian said we did 120 meals today. That was with your help, guys. Thank you all. I will still be publishing at the beginning of next week another fundraiser to raise funds for the next week's meals, next Thursday. Is it next Thursday, Brian? Right. So I've spent the past few days in Whipps Cross Hospital. I don't want to say too much about her because I'm just going to respect the family's privacy right now, as they've asked me to. But I've been supporting them. Very close family to me every Thursday, yeah. So very close. It's very close, and been in the hospital, and the family want me to let you know about negligence. If you catch COVID, do not go to hospital. Do not go to hospital. I feel traumatized with what I've seen. I've seen people left in hallways crying. I've seen people screaming. I've seen big mistakes, big, huge mistakes. Dirty, dirty hospitals. Previous patients' urine samples left. Dirty sheets in the corners of a room. Negligence to another level. I'll give you one example. There's so many examples. One example. We're in a room with the patient. One of the doctors comes in. She said that she stopped his medication from the previous night. I asked her why. Why have you stopped the medication? She said, because he's unconscious. I then said, he's asleep. I've been sitting with him, talking with him, laughing with him. Yes, he's on oxygen, but we've been talking, we've been laughing. He's just eaten. She said, no, he's unconscious. I then started shouting at her. She then said, I'll show you. I will try and wake him up, and he will not wake up. His son said, do not wake him up. He's only just gone to sleep. She then went ahead. I told her I was going to record her. She said, do it. I don't care. She then went ahead and shook the guy out of his sleep. He woke up. I then said to her, you're being recorded. Did you not just say this gentleman is unconscious and you stopped the medication that he needs from last night because you claim he was unconscious? She said, I don't want to comment. She went to walk out of the room. I told her I would follow her. I followed her. I carried on questioning her. She didn't want to give a comment because she knew she was on camera. She called security for me. Security came. Instead of doing their job and supporting the NHS, they supported me because they heard what I'd said and they listened to my voice. Another example. The family had taken food for this gentleman. Nothing had been given to him. He'd been left without any food until we had gone to see him. The reason we had gone to see him is because they said he was coming to end of life and they had him in a room and we was allowed to go and see him. When we went, this wasn't the case. They then we said we wanted to take him home so he can spend his last few days at home. They tried to challenge us. They didn't want him to go home. They didn't want to take him home. They wanted another patient in the hospital to mark it as COVID. Anyway, we challenged them and we challenged them. We said we wanted to take him home. They were adamant they wanted to put him on palliative care. They said he had 24 hours to live. He carried on and he carried on. They came along and they were putting meds into him, pumping meds into him. They denied a lot of the things. We looked at the book. The book had said that they hadn't given him the medication. This gentleman had COPD, diabetes. They'd only treated him for COVID. So for 3 weeks he was in hospital. Negligence, lip sores, gums peeling. Behind the ears, they hadn't cleaned him. Bum sores. They didn't clean him. They left him. They neglected him. This is our NHS. This is who everyone's been raising money for. They're training students to help them. Fair enough. They haven't got enough doctors and nurses to help. Yes, they're under pressure, but their hands are tied. As much as they want to do, their hands are tied. I feel traumatized with what I've seen. I've seen people left in hallways. I've seen nurses walking around without any masks. You tell them why, they'll give you an excuse. They're having a drink. No, you're not. Where's your drink? You've got other doctors and nurses going thumbs up for telling them off. It is disgusting. Disgusting. If you have a loved one that gets sick, do not send your loved one to hospital. They will not come out alive. They will be neglected. You do not know what they're doing to your loved one in that hospital. Not everyone has an Anthea to stick up for them. Not everyone has family support. Not everyone's strong like me that will not say, I'm not giving up. We tried to get this gentleman home. The ambulance came to take him. They threw him in front of me. I wasn't supposed to be in the room. I thought that when they asked everyone to leave, it was because they were holding food. I wasn't holding any food, so I went back in the room. They didn't notice me. I saw them throw him. The gentleman that they said would not survive his journey home. This Marina's asking what hospital. This is Whipps Cross. Whipps Cross Hospital. They said that he would not survive his journey home. He would not survive the corridor because it would cause too much trauma. This is the man that they reckon was unconscious, which wasn't. They threw him up in the air across to the stretcher. He had blood pouring out of his arms because of them. He took his breath in front of me. His eyes rolled back and he was like, I'm not even going to do the sound. I was so traumatized. The lady then saw me because I screamed. She said, quick, go and get your family. By the time I've got my family, who were 2 seconds away in the door next door, and come back, they again moved him from the stretcher back to the bed. A guy that they meant to be gentle with. They quickly put oxygen on him and acted like it didn't happen. They said he can't move. Then what happened? He was then definitely after that unconscious. The family stayed with him overnight. I came home. I got some rest. I went back the next day. Security were refusing to let me in because I was too challenging. Luckily, we had some good people in the hospital that I knew that got me in just in time before they were moving him over to palliative care. And they said, he's not going to make it to palliative care unit. He won't survive the corridors. Guess what? He survived the corridors. Then, because of myself being so challenging, they agreed to let him go home because his wishes were to see his wife. She's elderly. She can't go home. What happens is the ambulance come, a new ambulance. They were lovely. They moved him gently. I watched them do it and it made me feel sick at the fact that what they'd done the night before. They got him home nicely. He opened his eyes. He saw his house. He saw his family. Everyone got to say goodbye. He spent one night at home and he sadly passed away this morning. But this could have been done weeks ago. Do not send your loved one to our hospitals. Their hands are tied. I've had conversations with doctors. I had a conversation with one particular lady who, I'm not even going to tell you where she's from. I don't even want to get her into trouble. But the man-made virus, she said, that's purposely killing people. The people they can't help. She said it's now hitting more of the youngsters. She told me stories about how their hands are tied. They can't, everyone's got to have exactly the same meds. There's nothing different given to any other patient. It doesn't matter if you've got COPD. It doesn't matter if you go in with another health condition. Your treatment is for COVID and COVID only. There was medication that they could have given this gentleman that they didn't give him. I was urging them to give it to him. They wouldn't give it to him. I knew that could have helped him. They wouldn't. It had to be just what is down as COVID. Everything's COVID. Everything. He had pneumonia. It was COVID. It's disgusting. The treatment in the hospitals is disgusting. Do not send your loved one into hospital. For those of you that have loved ones and you think hospital is the best place, you won't see your loved one. Those that have gone in and come out, you've been very, very lucky. They know that you're switched on up here. If you're not switched on up here and you trust the hospitals, they will play you. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. The family have asked me to say a lot more, but I'm feeling traumatized. I'm going to go and get in a hot bath. I'm going to go and relax. For those that have messaged me needing help, those that have messaged me, they've got items. I've had messages, people having different things. I ain't replying at the moment. I'm really sorry. To those that need help, I'm really sorry. There's a lot of groups out there. I will highlight some to turn to. I will try my hardest. I will try and get some of the other teams to do what they're doing. I mean, I have allocated some team members to help some of the others. But at the moment, I just need a little bit of a break. Melanie says she can't hear me. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I've done this on behalf of the family. I'm going to let you all go. Please stay safe. Wash your hands. The virus is very real. It's real. Look after each other. Stay at home. Protect yourselves. I know they're saying protect the NHS. Protect yourselves. It's not the doctors and nurses' fault. Their hands are tied and they've got to follow protocol. It's disgusting. Look after yourselves. Stay away from these hospitals. They're disgusting. God bless you all and good night. Goodbye.